Rabbit trails, going down the rabbit trails. Peter Cotton on the rabbit trails. Enough of that! Sorry. So now we're going to talk about another rabbit trail that I think is very interesting. The fact that nobody knows how to drive. See, now you have people over here who think they know how to drive. Yeah, I know how to drive. You have people over here who think they know how to drive. I know how to drive. And they both think the other person doesn't know how to drive. I find it quite entertaining. So, but you take people from New York. They drive in blizzards and whatever, and they can drive in anything. As long as there's some sort of precipitation, a New Yorker can drive in just about anything. Unless you're from New York City, then you can't actually drive at all, and most of the time you just flummoxing about and like a dead panda. I don't know. Nothing against no pandas were harmed in the making of this video. Note that. So it's kind of interesting though. You have people from New York say that people from other states can't drive, and then you have people that actually cannot drive at all. Those people are from the South. If there's any sort of weather at all. If it's nice out there, it's not bad. A bit aggressive, but they're not bad. Then they say that people from up north cannot drive, and you say you would go drive in a blizzard, and it's ridiculous twit. Honestly, it's very different. Very different, of course. But the ridiculous thing is that you have all these things. So, you go back to the Stafford all, and what about even before that, you go back to chariots and horses and drawn buggies, and then I didn't know how to drive. It's very simple. That was my impression of a chuck wagon driver. Sorry, hold on. Get along, little doggies. Like that. Very, very important to get that. Get along, little doggies. But it's quite ridiculous that you think it's like riding a bike. Actually, it's very much like riding a bike. Everyone knows how to ride a bike. It's not that you can be bad at riding a bike. It's just whether you obey the laws or not. If you obey the laws, then yes, you're going to be a fine driver. It's not a very bad thing, but you can be a dangerous driver. I think that's what people are talking about. So, I am probably not the best driver in the world. I should really not be talking about this topic at all. But we're going to have it anyways. We're going to have this discussion. We're going to get further down this rabbit trail as we keep going, and we're going to talk about bikes because why not? And that's just where we're going to at this point. So it's like riding a bike. I'd heard a story about a young man who'd taken the saw to go to cut off the training wheels of his bike, and a professional biker eventually. It's very cool and whatever. But you need training wheels. It's like the driver's ed where they have the person in the passenger seat gets to press the brake and say, "You're not going yet." And you go, I don't know. Happened to me a couple of times. Yeah. It's quite ridiculous. Then you give a driver's license to a 16-year-old. I'm telling you to drive on the road. No, you're not. At 16, you can barely pick your own nose. Much less actually drive. Oh, goodness. It's a $3,000 weapon. Sorry, not more than that. $30,000. $3,000 is cheap. That's another thing. Why are cars so expensive? It's like everything else. It just keeps getting more expensive and expensive and expensive. I don't know. Nothing's free, though, of course. Except for this video. Apparently it's free. Although you have to pay for the internet. So actually, that's kind of another rabbit trail you can get out all together. So you pay for the internet, and then... So this is technically free for me to make. Except for the power and all of the else. It's just not... We don't have to talk about it. But... how is nothing actually... Is anything free? I think there's always some equivalent exchange that happens. But is alchemy? That's just... We're not even going to go there. That's a different... That is a different rabbit trail. Oh, you know what? We're going to go there, because rabbit trails, this is what we do with rabbit trails. We follow them. Here on the rabbit trails, and we find what we're meant to find. Like a dwarf. So, we're going to go with the rabbit trail of, like I said, it's quite ridiculous. You see, I have a wreath up for Christmas still. It's quite interesting, isn't it? It's kind of sad, actually. But yeah, so nobody knows how to drive. Everyone's like, "Oh, I know how to drive." No, Bonzi, it's good. No, most people are not good at driving. I don't know how anyone gets a safe driver discount because no one's actually safe. You got people going all over the place. Go look this. Go. I've been past going 70 miles an hour. The person's going at least 20 over. And now it's already going 20 over. He's going 16,000 over. Maybe. I don't actually know how fast he's going. I just know he's passing me and I'm already speeding. It's quite ridiculous. But I think it's very funny though and very just quite preposterous. It's quite preposterous, my dear. It's quite preposterous, Mr. Potter. But yeah, but regardless, back to the bicycle thing. So you have these bikes, and even bikes, it's so dangerous to ride bikes in some areas. Like, what is up with a guy? All of Europe is like, we bike everywhere. You're over Europe, we bike everywhere. And then you have us here like, oh, we don't even know how to do that. We just drive everywhere because we're crazy. I'd rather run everywhere. Do you not see me in my... I guess this isn't really running, but I'd rather run. I'm going to run somewhere if I can, but it's so dangerous in America to run or bike because there are so many bad drivers. It's terrifying. Very much so. Very terrifying. Very much so. Very terrifying for the reason that if you know where you're going and they don't, they might hit you. As I said last week, I feel like I almost get hit on a daily basis when I go running. It's not even my fault anymore. I'm literally running outside of the road. I'm like, alright, going to avoid this car! And you jump off the side of the road. And I used to live in a place that was terrible to run. But the biggest issue that I have, of course, is the fact that everyone is actually a terrible driver. I include myself in that. I'm not going to say I'm not a bad driver. I think everyone is just terrible to their own right. The amount of actually good drivers in this country are maybe 2 or 3. Then you take us to any other country in the world and we're terrible. I don't know. No, I have no idea what's going on with this camera. I probably get a new one. But it's despite the point. It is what it is. Alright. Well, have a wonderful day. And actually, what if I do this? I didn't do anything at all. Well, have a wonderful day. I'm going to leave you now with that thought about driving. Everyone's really, really bad at it. Including me.